Namaste. This gentle flowing yoga practice is meant to bring awareness to the center of your being, physically the core, where you're going to pay some some respectful attention to the core muscles, the transverse abdominus, hugging in all those organs and holding you together between base of your rib cage and the top of your pelvis, as well as the obliques and the rectus abdominis, the erector spinae, working up your spine to help you bend and move and lift and utilize the beautiful machine of your body. I recommend using a blanket for your knees, as will be in tabletop, and a folded blanket or cushion to be seated. As we begin in pranayama, this is breath work. You can take a comfortable, easy pose or a half lotus. You're also welcome to sit on your knees, depending on what speaks to you. Take a moment to notice the sounds around you. Maybe in the next room and outside the walls of your home. And then the sounds inside the room. Getting closer, maybe you can notice the beating of your heart and the sound of your breath. Let your being settle into the physical space that you occupy, down into your feet and your sits bones, and the parts of you making contact with the earth beneath you. As you connect down into the earth, allow the breath to expand and lift your upper body as your crown reaches towards the sky. Let the shoulders relax away from your ears. Let the shoulder blades feel distance between them. This alternate nostril breath balances the energies in the body between the left and the right, which is believed to be occupied by the sun and the moon's qualities, respectively. Accessing these through the nostrils as we take turns breathing in and out, we center and align and balance our energies in mind and body. With the left hand rest on the lap, you can use the chin mudra with the thumb and the forefinger connected to complete that circuit of energy running down your arm. And the right hand is going to take the first two fingers into the palm, and you'll be using the thumb to be closing the right nostril and the ring and pinky fingers to close the left. We start on the left, and to begin, we simply breathe in and out without pause. And at the end, we can use a little breath retention, which helps to control the tendencies of the mind to wander and hold them still a little bit longer. But one point of caution is that if you at all feel any anxiety or sadness, this might actually exacerbate those feelings. And it's always best to start with a simple in and out, and in and out, in case you're not sure. So begin with a breath in and out of both nostrils. And on your inhale, close the right nostril with the thumb and inhale through the left to a count of 4. At the top, switch and exhale at the right to a count of 8. Inhale to the right, a count of 4. At the top, switch and exhale, count of 8. That's one round. We'll do it again. Inhale to a count of 4. Switch and exhale to 8. Inhale 4. Switch and exhale 8. Again, inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. And exhale left. Move your right hand for a moment and breathe in and out. If that's ever too much, simply equal the counts of the in and exhale. The long exhale automatically engages our parasympathetic nervous system and helps us to relax our physiology. But sometimes we're not ready, so do what you need to. And now we're going to try a couple of rounds, if that was good for you, with a breath retention on the inhale. If it was too much, simply stop and pay attention to your breath through both nostrils as it gently rides in and out, filling your torso and relaxing your torso. For a more alternate nostril breath, bring the right hand back in front of the face. Take a deep breath in and out, releasing through both sides of the nose. And on the inhale, close the right, 2, 3, 4 at the top, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale right, hold both nostrils, exhale left. Inhale left, hold at the top, exhale right. Inhale right, hold at the top, exhale left. Inhale left, hold, exhale right. Inhale right, hold, exhale left. And then release the right hand. Breathe clearly through both nostrils. That's available to you. Notice any sensations in the body. Simply observe. Define any qualities that stand out. Send the breath as a wave through the legs and the arms, the torso, the neck and head. Gently place the hands on the floor in front of you, come up onto your knees, and you can remove the blanket or cushion you were sitting on. Coming onto all fours, you may actually want to use the blanket here to support and cushion your knees. Because the knees don't come with very much themselves. Find your frame in a tabletop sort of shape, 90-ish degrees at the wrists and shoulders and hips and knees. Settle the weight out amongst the fingers and tops of the toes. Be broad in the chest. And let the shoulder blades come out to the sides as you push up through the center of the top of your back. And now here we engage the transverse abdominus, first by awareness, imagining this grand muscle engaging, holding in our organs, and supporting the core of our being. Maybe the tailbone points a little bit down, belly button reaches towards the spine, and the base of the rib cage tucks in just a little bit. So the neck extends along the spine. And in your own breath, begin some cat and cow rolls, moving with the breath. Tuck the pelvis, round the shoulders if you're holding a beach ball, and then begin to arch the other way. Belly button reaches towards the floor. The chin points towards the wall in front of you, and the shoulders slide back. And continue this, riding the breath, watching the spine lengthen on the back side, lengthen along the front side, and sense all of the muscles moving to conform with this motion. Continue to distribute the weight of your body out towards the fingers and the tops of the toes. Just feel whole body warm up. And make your way back to neutral as you walk your hands about 3 or 4 inches forward. Again, that weight goes out towards the fingers and the tops of the toes. And bring yourself back into a child's pose. Stretching now through the arms, the wrists and the shoulders. As you inhale, glide forward, sending yourself into a mini upward facing dog. Thighs melt towards the floor and your chest broadens between the shoulders. And the exhale back. If this is good for your needs, if you need more cushion, if it hurts, please stop or adjust. And if you can continue to roll your spine and stretch your limbs around the trunk. The breath move you. Make your way back into a tabletop. Reconfiguring your angles to 90 degrees. Kicking in with the transverse abdominus. And now we're going to stretch the spine from side to side. Looking over your left shoulder. Wag your tail to the left and look around your shoulders towards your tailbone. You may or may not see it. And work your way back to the other side. And this lateral spine twisting. And you're feeling all of the muscles move around the motion of the spine. And so You might tap into some side muscles that you don't normally get to, but it's a little more subtle than a full body side stretch. Let the breath be supple. Let each exhale be thorough. And see how the quality of the breath changes the motion of the body. And then make your way back to center. Once you've done even number on either side. And distribute that weight out to the fingers and the toes. This keeps your wrists and knees from tiring so quickly. Engage that transverse abdominus. I'm aware of the core actually holding you up. And inhale, extend through the right leg, toes. Feel a readjustment of your weight amongst the remaining 3 table legs. You may feel like you want to lift that leg behind you as long as you're pushing through the heel and extending the whole leg. So it doesn't matter how high you lift it. And balance that by extending the left arm forward, keeping the neck in line with the spine and the shoulders broad. Hold yourself here for 2 or 3 breaths, being strong from the core, broad and supported. And exhale, release your table legs back underneath your table. And readjust, shift around, take a little bit of weight off of your wrist. And then return to a tabletop. Inhale, extend through the left leg. Give yourself a nice stretch along the back side of your left leg, toes. Redistribute the weight amongst your other 3 table legs. Extend the right arm forward. Did your table remain in alignment as you shifted your legs, table legs? Engage that transverse abdominus and feel everything else soften as it takes the weight. Exhale, release your table legs back down. Come into a tabletop one more time. Figure out how you want your weight distributed, how you want your tabletop to be curvy, flat, strong. And glide back into child's pose. Giving yourself a little release. Allow your shoulders and neck to drape around and over your thighs. Let all 10 fingers remain in contact with the mat. And send the breath deep into the belly, massaging the organs. Come up onto a horse. Tuck your toes and make your way up into a downward facing dog. When you do that, you may want to set your blanket aside. Keep the knees generously bent as you work your way from your fingertips up through broad shoulders. The lengthened spine and the tailbone works its way up to the sky. Again, your transverse abdominus is going to hold you up and lift you up. And then you may want to walk through your legs, walking the dogs. We stay. They'll stretch in the backs of each leg. Your heels may or may not touch the ground, doesn't matter. Let the breath break up any tension and carry it away. And then bend your knees, look forward between your hands, and do a gentle hop. And make your way up, rolling easily, pausing to fold, bending the knees, and feel your spine rolling its way up to stand. Your neck and head come last. And step up towards the front of your mat with the feet hip width apart. This is your mountain pose, connecting through all million points at the bottoms of your feet. Feel a little lift in the arch. Feel the energy rise through strong legs. A neutral pelvis, which is always changing, so please explore. Broad, relaxed shoulders, and the crown of your head extending towards the sky. Get a sense of your transverse abdominus holding you in space. Maybe your rectus abdominis cinches up just a little and tightens your front of your rib cage down towards your pubic bone. We're going to begin the goddess flow. The first couple of rounds is going to be strong, and we'll pause to get a good sense of each pose, the alignment, and the motion, and then the third time, we're going to do it very easily and gracefully. A deep breath. And as you inhale, step forward with your left foot. All the weight shifts into the left. As you raise your arms, reaching, opening, and exhale, the weight shifts back to the right. The toes of the left foot come up. You can stretch the entire back of the left leg. The neck can hang. And inhale, shift forward again. Rising, reaching. And as you exhale, shift the weight to the right foot and step the left foot across your mat. Point the toes out. This is our goddess pose. The knees come out so the thighs are rolling up and out. The tailbone points down. Engage that transverse abdominis. And the arms come up like a cactus, but more like a goddess, ready for battle or ready for whatever comes her way. You can engage that transverse abdominis with first the awareness and then with the hissing sound to kind of cinch the muscle in towards your organs. Inhale up and point the toes in. Begin to fold. Keep the backs of the legs long and the spine long. Maybe your hands reach the floor. It doesn't matter how wide your legs are. Bring your hands to your hips. Keep your legs long and lengthen through the spine to about a 90-degree lift. Broaden the shoulders. Engage the glutes. And now exhale with bent knees. Come into a full fold. Take a breath here. See if you can soften into this fold. Your next inhale. Point the right toes forward and walk your hands around. Your left foot points forward too, and now they're sort of on railroad tracks. So they're offset a little bit. Engage the transverse abdominis and lengthen through the legs. scissor the hips a little so that the right one comes forward, the left one comes forward, the right one comes back. And now lengthen through the spine and then fold again without compromising the integrity of your core and your spine. Stopping just before your shoulders start to round. Take a deep breath. As you inhale, shift your weight forward to your right foot and raise your left foot behind you. Your arms can come out to the side or prayer hand in front of you. So here you're like a teeter-totter, where your spine's not going to go any lower than your left leg can lift. And this is very important to keep your left hip low and in line with your right hip. So as low as you need to stay, take a few deep breaths. Feel the power of your core keeping you balanced. Now as you inhale, both feet together, arms up overhead, and exhale into a chair pose. Again, don't lower any further than the integrity of your core allows you. Keep your tailbone tucked. See if you can detect your toes over your knees. Be broad in the shoulders, strong in the core. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, draw the hands to heart center. Pause for breath. Very good. We're going to do the other side. Exhale, hands down by your side. Inhale. Begin to reach forward. Step the right foot forward. Shift the weight. Rise and reach. Exhale, shift the weight back onto the left. Toes of the right foot lift as you stretch through the back leg and through the spine. Then inhale, sweeping forward. Weight goes into the right foot. Feel the power of your legs and core. Now exhale, shift the weight back. And the right foot glides along the mat. Toes pointed out. Check in with your transverse abdominus. Tuck that tailbone down. Recruit the rectus abdominis to keep the front of the rib cage tucked in. Come out into goddess arms. Take a nice deep breath. Inhale, lengthen the legs and point the toes in. Exhale with long legs up to a fold. Inhale, rise halfway up so that your legs and your spine are both long and about 90 degrees. Now exhale into a fold. Your knees can bend. Your head can sag towards the floor. And on an inhale, point the left toes and the right toes forward. Again, on railroad tracks. Engage the core and begin to lengthen through the legs. Lengthen through the spine. Here, if you feel so inclined, you can grab opposite elbows behind you. Again, lift up if you need to. Keep the integrity of the long spine. Inhale, release the hands. Shift the weight forward. Arms can come forward or to the sides. And the right leg can lift behind you, pointing through the heel. This is the warrior 3. Tilt the right hip down because you're strong in that left leg. And it's the leading leg. And Inhale, lift up, feet come together. And exhale into your chair, gliding down with the transverse abdominus, looking over your knees at your toes. Let the transverse abdominus hold your rib cage in place. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Pause for a breath. Check in with the soles of your feet. Check in with your neutral pelvis. Check in with the fullness of your heart center with radiant light and breath. We're going to do this with strength, focus on the core with the next round on each side. We're going to try to flow through each motion with one breath. Bring your arms down by your side. Check in with your transverse abdominus. And then all the muscles, joints around it. Inhale, shift weight to the right. Step the left foot forward. And rise up. Exhale, shift the weight back to the right again. Bow down. Inhale, left foot, transverse abdominus lifts you up. Exhale, right foot and left foot glides across your mat. Exhale to a goddess pose. Exhale again, toes point in, fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway up. Exhale, release into a fold. Inhale, toes point forward. Legs lengthen, transverse abdominus lifts you up. Inhale, shift the weight forward. Exhale as the left leg extends behind you. Spine extends in front of you. And inhale, rise up, feet come together. Exhale into a chair. Checking in with the core. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Pausing for a breath. Bring the arms down by your side. We're going to go with the right side. Inhale, shifting forward, sweeping up. Exhale, shift back, stretching through the right leg as the toes lift up. Inhale back up. Transverse abdominus lifts you out of your legs. And exhale. Sweep the foot back, toes pointed out into goddess. Inhale here. And exhale, toes point in. Keep the legs long as you stretch through the backs of your legs. Inhale, part way up. And exhale to release into a deep fold. Inhale, point the toes forward. Lengthen through the legs, core lifts you up. And exhale, shift forward. Right leg comes up behind you. Inhale up. Exhale to chair. Inhale, rise up again. Exhale, hands to heart center. Pausing here. Noting and thanking those strong muscles in your mind for bringing awareness to them. They're always working, but the minute that you focus your attention on them, they sort of get a tune-up, and they appreciate that as well. Exhale your arms down by your side, and I want you to imagine in this next round that everything is extending from the core in a fluid motion, where when you reach the pose where you think is the end, you might hold for a breath, but now you're simply going to flow gently out of it as though there is no end. A deep breath. And inhale, shift the weight forward, glide to a rising motion. Exhale gently, shift the weight back and bow. Inhale once again, core bringing you up to grace. And exhale, stepping the left foot around to a goddess pose. Inhale, begin to move into your forward fold. As you exhale, continue this motion. Then inhaling halfway up and exhaling to release deep into your fold. Inhale, then pivoting forward and rising up, keeping the hips facing forward, and then exhaling into the warrior on one foot. Inhale, rise up, and exhale, take a seat. Inhale, begin your ascent, and exhaling, hands to heart center. Great, and pause here. Arms down by your side. Now we take to the right side. Inhaling and opening. And then exhaling and bowing. Inhale, tuning into the core. As you exhale, and it carries you to the center of your mat. Pause here for an inhale. As you begin to shift into your next pose. Inhaling, rising halfway up, gather your forces, and exhaling back into the depths. Inhaling to pivot, gracefully rising up into a pyramid, feeling the control and strength of the hips, the pelvis, the core. As you exhale, begin to fly. Inhale, rise up. Exhale to sit. Inhale, come back up. And exhale your hands to your heart. Your next exhale, fold once again. Keep a generous bend in your knees so you can drape over your thighs. Your thighs press into your torso, keeping you supported. Placing your hands on your fingertips spread wide and step back to set your knees down. And if it's comfortable to sit in kneeling, you can also take a comfortable seat. From this place in your practice, I invite you to come into a shavasana for relaxation, or to pause in seated, reflecting on the breath, sensations in the body. Unifying the movement of the body with the intentions of the mind through the beautiful breath. Knowing that where we place our awareness is what carries us through the day. Thank you for coming to your mat in this practice, for taking the time to care for yourself, knowing it will extend to others. Namaste.